welcome back to Libertine MTG. Today we got a special treat for you. I've got the Atlanta Festival in a box from the Atlanta Magic Con. Now I did not go to the con, but shout out to Azathar for hooking me up with this one. I've only read up a little bit on these. I am aware of like the Mystery 2 kind of the booster big hits, the foil future sight treatments. But today we're going to go ahead and crack this open and see what's all in it. I'm not too terribly familiar with these. Definitely a big fan of the art around the box. Let's go ahead and pop this. Now, what I'd like to do eventually is get my hands on the first mystery booster set. I think it'll be fun to open the two and compare them. But let's see what we get. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a little promo card. Cool. Hang on, let's go ahead and get that off. So that is how to take a look at that in a second. What I do like about this though is like it's got like a little con badge. Yeah, a lot of these are super fun. I do dig the art for these. And we got Roadshow Edition Secret Lair. I have no idea what's in these, so we'll get to that in a second. And then last but not least, here's Mystery Booster 2 box. Now this definitely excited for. I do know that the foil treatments in here are the kind of big money items. No, I honestly, I'm not opening these for like, hey, to try and get the really expensive cards to then like sell. Like, of course, they're really fun to get, but I'm a big fan of playability of cards, and I know that there's a lot of old classics in here. So I'll set that over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Spaghetti Junction. Land. Let's see. Oh, there we go. This is also going to be my first exposure to like the playtest cards. Let's see. Spaghetti Junction, land, vehicle artifact. That's kind of cool. These are actually really cool, and I do like how even though they're not designed or legal in constructed play, they're legal if you draft this set. So I have no idea what we're gonna get here. Let's take foil Dragon. Now I'm pretty sure at least these cards in particular are the same for all the festival in the boxes from this con. That's really cool. I'm a big fan of that border treatment for sure. Yeah, Scourge of Valkis. It's like a retro border foil. Future Sight Lightning Bolt. That's really cool. Excellent. Too cool. Already a big fan. These are fun. This will be fun to build like a commander deck around. If the Future Sight borders are even commander legal, I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know if these are more kind of like the Magic 30th anniversary stuff, where it's more for collecting than playing with, but you know, Commander is a casual format to begin with, so we'll see. So for now, I'm going to set these kind of aside up here. Let's bust into this bad boy really quick, just to see what we got. Now, out of all you guys watching, did you guys like the first Mystery Booster set or Mystery Booster 2 better? For those of you who've opened both, I'd really like to hear and see what you guys think. Thank you. Well, you are welcome. Let's set that aside. And then, now, for those who saw my last box opening video, which is up on the channel, I've only been into Magic a little over a year now, so I still got lots to learn as far as like all the different sets and blocks and kind of how all this stuff works. So if my understanding is correct, these secret layers is going to be the same secret layer. The cards are all the same. They're just unique artist prints that are in limited runs. So let's see, we got Pack Rat. Oh, he's opening a booster pack. That's great. That's really fun. Shared summons. That's great. Digging the art for sure. Sylvan Offering. That's the same art as that was on that bigger card in the box. Cool, cool. Sliver Legion. Excellent. All sliver creatures get a +1. Nice, nice. And, oh, nice. Now I do know, because I've watched other openings just to kind of see what to expect for these. And these lands are all, I guess, random. I've seen some people open mountains and islands. I was kind of hoping for the swamp because I do like my black decks. That's super cool. I'm definitely going to probably put this into one of my other decks. So for now, kind of take these. We'll set these up by the Dragon. And now, for the main event, so to speak. From what I do know from the set, comprises of basically, just under, I think, 2,000 cards from a wide variety of sets throughout Magic's history. I'm not sure how far back that goes, like what's the oldest set being represented here. I do know and am aware, however, that obviously, like I said, the Future Sight border treatments and foil are the bigger pulls. The rarer, the better, obviously. If I recall correctly, there's I think Urza, is it a High Artificer? It's an Urza card in the Future Sight foil that goes for the most money out of the set. So we'll see what we get, and there's even a chance we may not get any foils whatsoever. Is my understanding. I've seen some where they have 1 or 2. Excellent. Let's see. I'm always a big fan of setting up the little display thing. Alright. Now, also just like my previous box open for these, I get to set aside a few of these for the wifey because she wants to open a couple. So I'll be picking 4 of these for her to open up. So let's go ahead and grab a couple at random. 1 from there, and let's do 1 from the middle there. Alright, so these 4 set aside for her. And then, of course, whatever she pulls, I'll be putting up a short or a video showing what she got. So for now, I'm going to set these off to the side, save them for her. Let's go ahead and get started with these. So yeah, I'm super excited. I've definitely been waiting eagerly for these to show up so I can get them open. And here we go. So at least for these first few, I'll kind of go through and read like all the kind of commons and any of the arts that stick out to me, or cards that at least stick out to me that I like that I'll probably want to put into decks and such. So Quarter Paladin, Avian Changeling, Waker of Waves, Dream Thrush, Bloodthorn Vampire. That's cool. That might be a sleeve in for my Edgar deck. Paragon of Open Graves, Lightning Mauler, Mog Maniac, Diligent Farmhand, Basara Tower Archer, Viridian Claw, Consuming Aberration. I remember pulling this one from the Foundation set. This one's actually a pretty fun one. And it looks like we got our first white border. Now, I do know folks are not huge fans of the white border cards, say from like, I know I think it was 7th edition and some of the earlier editions. In the beginning years of Magic, people were not a huge fan and preferred the blacker borders, but I do think some of these actually look really cool, this being one of them. And then for our future... Oh! Thassa's Oracle. Not sure the value for this one. But I do know that Thassa notoriously in CEDH has a kind of combo that goes with it to basically make it an instant win for you. That's really cool. And now for all of these polls, actually here, let's start. We'll do the future sites up here. And then we got Wowzer, the aspirational. Some of these are really wild. If you guys want to like read through these, you can go ahead and pause and give these a look. I'm not going to take the time to read through all of the playtest cards, but I think they're really cool and a neat little addition to a collection. So I think I'm going to do, actually for this, can I move these over? I'm going to do a future site pile and a white border pile, and that can live up there for now. And these we'll set aside. Alright. Let's see. Also, I guess out of curiosity, down below, let me know what was your, I guess, like kind of, what's your Holy Grail card, and have you ever pulled it, or like what's the most valuable card you've ever just pulled from a booster pack or even from a draft at a game? So we've got Exile, Shield Hide Dragon, Hard Evidence, Set Adrift, Strands of Night. I will say another thing that makes me excited for this set is you're going to see all the different arts and kind of borders and looks for all the different cards. So I'm definitely a big fan of the different looks of everything in here for sure. Blade Wings Thrall, rather. Two-Handed Axe. Fire Blast. Garavoraz. Master's Rebuke. Spite Mare. God Pharaoh's Gift. And then for whiteboard, Chain Lightning. That's cool. Now I do know as far as like red decks go, Chain Lightning is a bit of a classic. And then we have Maddening Hex. Cool, cool. And then for the playtest, Glimpse the Unthinkable. Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice, but some of the arts for some of these, or some of the art that's on the Festival in the Box cover. Okay, these aside. Alright, next, let's see. Alright. Custody Squire. Another Avian Changeling. I wonder what the, I guess the odds or rate of duplications are in this. I'm just curious, for those of you who opened these before, have you ever seen a whole bunch of duplications? Let's see, Stinking Barrier, Twisted Abomination, Zombie Mutant, that's kind of cool. Throat Slitter, Blazing Crescendo, Dwarven Recruiter, Deglamour, Presence of God, Agent of Acquisitions, Cryptic Commands, that's kind of cool. I like the art for that one. And then for the white border, we have a Street Wraith. And then Future Sight, Norwood, Priestess. Now, be sure to let me know below, guys. I've only maybe looked up like the top few polls in this treatment. If I hit anything particularly valuable, or even in like some of the rares or white borders I'm going through, I still don't know exactly what would be considered a big hit, whether in universal playability or just in value. Definitely be sure to let me know down below. And then Vuzzle Spaceship. Very nice. Alright, let's see. One thing I am learning as I've been at least beginning this channel and then just through my own openings, that some booster packs are easier to open than others. And I wonder if that's just where they were manufactured at. has anything to do with it. Angelic Blessing, Shieldhide Dragon, Coastal Piracy, Experimental Augury, Mind Stab. That's cool. You're gonna hear me say that's cool or nice or rad a lot. Like all the different arts, especially since I'm newly discovering a lot of these sets for the first time. It's really cool to kind of see a wide range. Phyrex and Gargantua. Two-handed X again. Alright, second duplicate. Oh, Fury Sliver. Wall of Roots. Elemental Bond. Heraldic Banner. Clever Impersonator, Mythic. Cool, that's kind of neat. Let's see. And then, oh, Sarkhan Fireblood. Also a Mythic, white border. That's kind of cool. And then Future Sight, Hull Breacher. Merfolk Pirate. Alright. Even though I do know I have already set some mythics and stuff aside, I'll be sorting through those later, and I'll be sure to get them sleeved up into my little trade/collection binder. So what are your guys' criteria for your collection binders? For me, at least, I kind of go off of A, if I really dig the art, if it's unique art or treatment. And then I also, basically anything if it's like $1 or over in value, I'll just, put in a sleeve and throw in the binder. Alright, Core Cartographer, Consul's Lieutenant, Scholar of the Ages, Killer Whale, Endless Scream, Reanimate, that's kind of cool. Really like the art on that one a lot. Torch Breath, Goblin Grenadiers, Outmuscle, Temur, Sabretooth, Darksteel Ingot, that's kind of cool. And Mog Infestation for a rare, white border, Summoner's Pact. That's kind of cool. And then Energy Flux. Alright. And then Starting Town NPC, Human Peasant. Very cool. Bear with me. I'm gonna try and keep this nice and neat, so to speak. Alright. Let's see. Yeah. Wispweaver Angel. Daxos Blessed by the Sun. Dreamscape Artist. Onerophage? I think that's how you pronounce that. Oh, looks like this from Outlaws. That's kind of cool. Massacre. That's wicked cool looking. Reckoner's Bargain. Torch Breath again. Okay, so we've had a few duplications. Titan's Strength, rather. Colony Garden for a land. Hunger of the Howlpack. Agent of Acquisitions. Ranger of Eos for rare. And then Mishra's Bauble, white border. That's cool. I have this in the, I think, Modern Horizons 3. It's got that kind of brown, I guess they call it like retro border. That's cool. It's kind of neat to see this in a white border, though. And then we've got Nomads and Core. Alright, and then Fludge, Gunk Guardian. That's pretty funny. Legendary Creature, Slug Ooze. Alright, oh, put you over there. Let's see. Now for my watchers, viewers rather, if you will, what was, I guess, your first format? Like, did you just start playing, let's see, I know there's like Modern, or Pauper, Legacy, And then like Commander. For me, I started out playing Commander. Seemed a lot of fun. Definitely a little easier for like a new player to kind of get into and learn. But what was your first format you played, and what was your first deck? Alright, what's this? Phantom Flock, Birth of Meletis, Startle, Chasmina, Enigmatic Mentor, Battle Rage Blessing, Expunge, Lunar Frenzy, Pyrite Spellbomb, Silverglade Elemental, Dawn Treader Elk, Quicksilver Dagger, and then Yosai the Morning Star for rare, and then our white border, ooh, Displacer Kitten. So I am aware that normally this card in its kind of more standard border is worth a decent few bucks, like 30, 40 bucks, I think, depending on where you get it from. Really cool. I'm actually really stoked to see this in the white border. Definitely a pretty big hit, I would say. And Walking Ballista in the future sight. That's cool. I do like the Walking Ballista card. I have that in a couple of decks, actually. Very, very cool. Love to see it. And Luxior the Ignited for the playtest. Try and keep my trash managed here. Alright, Refuse to Yield, Imposter of the Sixth Pride, Whirlpool Drake, Wash Away, Sir Conrad the Grim, Grim Dancer, Dwarven Miner, Pillaging Horde, Ancient Silverback, Night Soil, Goldvein Pick, Farchild Betrayer of Keldor for the rare, and then Goblin Guide for the white border, and we've got Collected Company for the future sight. And then A Girl and Her Dogs. Alright, so far I'm pretty stoked with what we've gotten. And again, I'm not sure if, other than maybe like Thassa's Oracle or the Displacer Kit, if anything is particularly valuable money-wise, but really digging the art. And so far I'm a big fan of this. I really hope I get to open more of these in the future for sure. Steadfast Unicorn, Spectral Procession, Shimmering Glasskite, Avinomancer, Ill-Gotten Inheritance, Bushmeat Poacher, Thunderclap, Voldaren Epicure. I've got this in my Edgar deck. Muscle Sliver, so another sliver, kind of cool. A Gaia's Anthem, Relic of Legends. Looks like a Mana Rock. And then we've got Goblin Goliath Mythic, very cool. No clue what set this is from, but it's always kind of neat to get some mythic hits. And then we've got Stony Silence for the white border, and Graph Digger's Cage for the future sight, and Subgoyf. I've seen this one before. I think the arts are really cute. Oh, what I want to know is who comes up with these, like as far as playtest cards. Do like the rules committee folks or like the R&D folks kind of like hand sketch some of these? I'm kind of curious where the source of the arts are from. Just fans or from the actual folks at Wizards? All right. Alright, Prava of the Steel Legion, Imposter of the Sixth Pride. Okay, another one of those. Looter Ilkor. Boomerang. That art's pretty cool. Elspeth's Nightmare. Fun little enchantment saga. Oubliette. Flame Javelin. Dwarven Hammer. Masked Admirers. Yavimaya Granger. Puppet Strings. Oh, that looks pretty wicked. Then we have Lysa, Shroud of Dusk. Legendary Creature Angel for the rare. And then Abrupt Decay, rare white border. That's kind of cool. Digging the art for that one especially. That looks really cool. And then Future Sight, we've got another Grav Digger's Cage. I wonder if getting duplicates for the Future Sight treatments are also going to be fairly common, but I guess I'll find out. And Under Construction Skyscraper. Oh. So definitely don't make these terribly easy. Then again, at least they're not too easy and just tear open, getting jostled around. Alright, War Priest of Foon. Cloud Goat Ranger. Ledger Domain. Legerdemain. Arcane Laboratory. Wall of Corpses. Prakata Pillarbug. You find some prisoners. Stormkiln Artist. Nylea's Presence. Werebear. Oh, it's a cool little mana dork with Threshold. That's kind of neat. Usually you just see that with elves. Another Relic of Legends. And Elmar Ulvenwald Informant for the rare. And then a Path to Exile white border. Very cool. Path to Exile, very playable card. I'll definitely be probably swapping this out for my other copies of it in one of my decks. And Miri's Guile in the Future Sight. Alright, and Tamur Elevator. How do they come up with some of those? I do not know, but they're always good for a chuckle, at least for me. Alright, I'm going to start running out of room here. There we go. You know what? I think just for the sake of space, I'm going to go ahead and just keep them to piles. Then we can go ahead and do like a little review for those who want it to kind of see all the hits. Alright. Shepherd of the Lost. Tenacity. Watcher for Tomorrow. Tolarian Terror. I recognize this one from Foundations. Didn't realize it was a reprint. That's kind of cool. Keeper of the Dead. That's wicked. Yeah, some of the older art is fantastic. Definitely a huge fan. Gatekeeper of Malakir. Flame Slash. Chandra, Novice Pyromancer. Cool, cool. Savage Conception. Silverglade Pathfinder. Trigon Predator. And then Archivist of Ogma for the rare. And then Spell Pierce for the white border. And then Doomsday for the Future Sight. Very cool. Search your library. Exile. Oh, okay, cool, cool. And then Hish of the Snake Cult. Let's see, Swole Snake. Let's see, come on. Don't want to have to start using scissors to open some of these, because I always get nervous I'm going to snip an edge off of one of the cards. Boros Elite, Fanatical Devotion, Tezzeret's Gambit, Irenicus, Irenicus's Bioduplication, Footsteps of the Goryo, Bog Down, Desert of the Fervent, Empty the Warrens, Mutagenic Growth, oh, Phyrexian, cool. Evolution Sage, Gold Vein Pick. Then we have Path of Discovery for a rare. Then Arcane Lighthouse for the white border. And Seeker of Skybreak for the future sight. And Arcanum Things. Alright, next up we've got Plate Armor, Fanatical Devotion, Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, Wing Splicer, Raven's Crime, Urborg Repossession, Thunderclap, Reckless Bushwhacker, Phantom Tiger, Sarleff's Packmate, Rutha Mercurial Artist, and Hymn of the Wilds for a Mythic. Haven't heard of this one. And it's a conspiracy. I've also not heard of that card type before. So you start this with... Okay, so you start it with it face up in your command zone, and then the first creature spell you cast each turn is one less. Can't cast instant or sorceries. Okay, so it's cheaper creature casting, but you can't have like any instants or sorceries. Interesting. It's kind of like an eminence ability, if you will. That's kind of neat. I'm just going to kind of set that one aside. And then Comet Stellar Pup, Mythic. It's Legendary Planeswalker Comet. Never even heard of this guy. He's adorable. And then we've got Temporal Manipulation. Take an extra turn. That's kind of cool. And then All-Star Kicker, Orc Athlete. Alright. Getting through these. Appreciate you guys sticking around if you made it this far. I'm always a big fan of watching pack openings, so it's kind of neat that and I get to start doing these myself. Mentor of the Meek. This I recognize from the Innistrad Remastered. I've seen him before. Militia Bugler. Probe. Murmuring Mystic. Archetype of Finality. Vampire of the Dire Moon. Pardic Collaborator. Cone of Flame. Strangleroot Geist. Haywire Might. Puppet Strings. And Ra the Storm Conduit for a rare Planeswalker. And then we've got a Colossal Dreadmaw, white border, and then Underworld Breach for the future sight, and a Bullshack Dragon. Alright, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Looks like we got about 5 of these left. Let's see, haven't seen a foil yet. Although, knowing my luck, and as if you've seen my what my wife got from the Lord of Cliffs box they opened up last week. She actually managed to get a pretty solid hit, so who knows? It's probably sitting in there. Oh, Mother of Runes. Very cool. This I've seen before. It's kind of, I think, one of the first sets this was in as well, but this is a different art for it, if I recall. Let's see. Tenacity, Eldrazi Sky Spawner, Scion of Glaciers, Death Greeter, Cartouche of Ambition, Flame Slash, Bitter Reunion, Briar Patch, Canopy Surge, another Rutha, and oh, Garth One Eye. Very cool. Good Wooburg Mythic hit. I do think it's a lot of fun how you can summon a Black Lotus and have a copy of it to cast it. Along with Shivan Dragon. I like how there's a lot of like the older kind of classics from way back in the day. That's a lot of fun. I'm going to set that aside too. Blazing Rootwalla for the white border. And oh, look at that. We hit our foil. Odds are the only foil for this box, and it's the Captain Sisay. Search library for a legendary creature, or a legendary card rather. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Alright, well we got a foil hit. Can't hate it. And then Glade of the Pump Spells. Alright. Cool, cool. Let's see. Who knows, we might get lucky and hit that second foil. Let's see. Alright. Orzhov Advocist. Mistveiled Plains. Flash of Insight. Flux Channeler. Unburial Rites. Skull Raid. Firewing Phoenix. Bolt Bend. Frog Tongue. Plated Crusher, Trigon Predator, and Iron Scale Hydra for the rare, and Gitaxian Probe, white border, and Maddening Hex for the future sight. Maestro's totally safe hideout. Alright, last three, at least for me. Let's take a look. Whipcorder, Soltari Trooper, Talus Researcher, Neutralize, Primeval Shambler, Skullport Merchant, Lightning Mauler, Violent Eruption, Quirion Dryad, Trollhide, Heraldic Banner, and a Chroma Angel of Wrath. Very cool. That art is pretty sick. Definitely big fan. I guess it's official. I'm going to have to build an angel deck now. Very cool. Pretty solid hit. I like it. I like it. And then Seed Time, rare white border. And then Underworld Breach for the future sight. So it does look like you do get a fair number of duplicates in that treatment, and Gobland. Alright, last two. Let's see. Alright. Fearless Fledgling, Soltari Trooper, Windfall, Talaria West, Talaria, Magus' Favor, Apprentice Necromancer, Flaring Pain, Hordling Outburst, Gamekeeper, Muscle Burst, Poison Tip Archer, Ignoble Hierarch for the rare, Karuga the Macro Sage for the white border, and Energy Flux for the future sight. And where what? Werewolf for that one. Alright guys, well, hey, thank you for watching as long as you have. If you're still around. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a little last pack magic for me anyway. So we've got Contraband Livestock, Spectral Procession, Gigadrowse, Undo, Beseech the Queen, Feast or Famine, Firewing Phoenix, Ground Drift, Absent Beastmaster, Skull Mulcher, another Poison Tip Archer, and Noble Hierarch for the rare. Cool. And then we've got Unnatural Selection, rare white border. That's kind of neat. Let's see, enchantment. Choose a creature type other than wall target. Okay. And then, oh, look at that. Well, if we were going to get duplicates, it's not a bad one to get non-foil Thassa's Oracle. For the last feature site for my packs, and a plain walker. Very cool. Alright, let's do a quick recap. So, Thassa's Energy. Oh, might help if I'm actually in frame for you guys. So we got our one foil. No clue what the value is. Probably not a whole lot. But it's actually really neat that we managed to get one. Underworld Temporal. Sky for Doomsday. That's kind of cool. I like the art for that one. Couple of those bad boys. Walking Ballista. Very cool. So not as many duplicates as I was afraid. Kind of neat. We had two of the fastest though. That's always fun. Well, alright, that will do it for this box opening, guys and gals. Go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm definitely going to have more of these coming up in the future. And also check out, I'll also have the video up of the pulls my wife managed to get. So until next time.